That girl Chris here to chat about 5 regrets from my 20s. I've been thinking about the closer that I get to 50, the more regrets I have of how stupid I was at certain ages. And although I don't regret in a detrimental way, I do regret not having done things differently in my 20s. Um, I don't have on a robe. This is a fluffy coat with a hood. I am freezing and I have the heater on, but this was one of the best finds I ever got off of Amazon. It has pockets. It doesn't have zippers, but I kind of use it like a robe. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about the 5 things I regret. And the first one is not listening to myself. During your 20s, you're young, impressionable, and you're really uncertain of yourself and the decisions you make. So sometimes you forego your original decision and ask 10 people, what do they think about a decision that you're trying to make? Do they think it's a good idea? How do they think people will respond to it? And you change your plan based on what you think other people are going to think. And quite frankly, at that time of your life in your 20s is the best time for you to make decisions on your own. There are mentors in your life that you should have to go for guidance, but the way you learn is by trial and error. So why not make those decisions? Number 2, making decisions based on love and not fear. I wish that that was what I did. My regret is that every decision I made in my 20s was based out of fear. I was fearful my then boyfriend was going to leave me with 2 kids, and I didn't want to be a single parent of 2 children. So I compromised my feelings for my entire 20s instead of leaving when I knew I should have. And that was probably back when we first started dating. There was just too much about our situation that did not connect. And I knew in my heart that it wasn't going to work, but I wanted it to work so bad. I changed jobs based on my fear of not having a job or not doing what I thought not doing what I thought was going to be my passion, and not wanting to suffer through a bad situation at one job. I jumped to another and just made a whole lot of stupid mistakes with that. And so if there is one thing I would say is make your decisions based on love for yourself. If for nothing else, love for yourself. Put yourself first. And that would be the one thing that I would change now. Another regret I have is not implementing a life plan. I always read about it, heard people talk about it, read books about it, watched shows about it, listened to people tell me about it, but I never really implemented a 30-day plan, 90-day plan, 60-day plan. Those things I felt were kind of irrelevant, so I never did it. And I regret that because I feel that I spun circles because I didn't have a true goal in sight. I just needed to make money to survive. And that is my regret, not planning out my life goals. That is something I wish I would have done. My fourth regret is getting credit cards. No 20-year-old needs a credit card, and that's period. Everybody tells you now credit cards are supposed to be a safety net. You should only have a credit card if you're going to pay it in full at the end of the month. And, quite honestly, got credit cards just because I could. And that was the biggest mistake of my life and the biggest regret. Put me in such financial debt at such a young age that it took me a very long time to get out of that, and has therefore changed the way my life is now. So, message to my 20-year-old self, don't do it. And my fifth regret is not securing a financial savings and taking control of my financial status the way I should have, and developed a retirement fund and savings account. I operated check to check, and that mentality is really hard to break. And instead of getting the coaching, I actually didn't really even know about it, but I know that there were people that mentioned certain things, but because it was over my head at the time, I did not look into it more. And I've hindered myself because of that. I hindered myself at that time because of that. And that is a serious regret for me. If I had done better research about that during that time, I would be in a totally different place today. So, notes to my 20-year-old self: listen to yourself. You know what's best. Make decisions based on love. Fear isn't going to get it. Implement a life plan, a work plan, so you can track your progress. It's not all about looking at the negative of life. It's about looking at how far you've come. Don't get credit cards, and build your savings, because at the end of the day, that's what you need, is money in the bank. So, hope you found this interesting. Share your regrets. It's always interesting and helpful to know that you're not alone in these tragic mistakes that you make in your life. I hope you enjoyed it, and till the next one, deuces.